We had 7 of our permanent staff involved with the fire. 2 of them were involved with the Incident Command Center, which the Kansas Department of Emergency Management at Topeka. We had Rodney Redinger working the fire in Hutchinson, and he was actually the operations section leader for that incident management team. And working with the local law enforcement agencies, he was one that helped pull the trigger on the evacuation order for that Highland fire in the Hutchinson area. The other significant part is once the General Taffanelli staff provided what we call a task order, we were instrumental in bringing in out-of-state resources. In that regard, what we did, and Eric Ward was a section leader on this, people coming from out of state were directed to report to Dodge City, Kansas. Eric checked them in there, and then he deployed them to the Clark County fire. We are very, very small in staff that is assigned fire responsibility. Actually, only 4 of our staff that I referenced, there were 7 on the fires, only 4 of them are full-time fire managers, if you will. Effective this week, the Kansas legislature approved membership in the Great Plains Fire Compact. That's one of 9 compacts around the nation. By virtue of being in that compact, it's a state-to-state mutual aid agreement arrangement. And what that means, I as state forester can call my fellow state foresters and say, I need help. And we can negotiate how that help is going to be provided, whether it's going to be complimentary or voluntary or whether it's going to be paid for. And once that is established, then we start moving people into the state to help with these fires. The good news about that, we can respond much earlier than waiting for a national or state declaration of an emergency. Number 2, when we start bringing in the out-of-state resources, for the most part, they are very skilled resources. They have gone through wildfire training programs, through what they call task books, and they have raised their level of performance a great deal. And virtue of those 2 things, quick response and having skilled people adds a great deal of value. Skilled people with equipment adds a great deal of value. And in the case of both the 2016 fire known as Anderson Creek and now the one down in Clark County known as Starbuck, had we been in the compact when those fires were actually burning, because the fire started in Oklahoma, they could have used all their suppression teams to right across the border to help with that fire. Because we weren't in the compact, and even with the aircraft, they stopped them at the border. And we think we have solved that for future fires that come from out of state.